Welcome to another episode. We are doing the top 5 must-do attractions at Epcot. We're counting down to our number 1. It's going to be exciting. There's a lot of cool things here to see, a lot of great rides. And so stay tuned. We're going to be counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe throw in a couple of honorable mentions. We'll see. But stay tuned to find out what's the number 1 must-do attraction here at Epcot.
Number 5.
All right, kicking off our top 5 attractions here at Epcot is the amazing, the wonderful Frozen ride over here. Love Frozen ride over here in the Norway Pavilion. The Frozen ride was opened here at Epcot Center in 2016. It actually replaced a previous ride that was here called the Maelstrom. And interestingly, fun fact, the ride itself uses the same ride vehicles and track as the original Maelstrom did here in Norway. It's just been updated with the Frozen theme, so it's really cool now. Before this first opened, when they were thinking about building this ride, they actually toyed with creating a Frozen ride before the movie came out. But then they ultimately decided not to. But then after the commercial success of Frozen, they went back and then they fast-tracked this project to get something out really quickly because Frozen was like crazy successful. And they're like, we gotta have this ride. So they went ahead and created it. So it's really cool. Good, glad that they did. And it's always popular. Right now, I think the wait is like 60 minutes. Overall, the ride is an awesome ride. It is a boat ride that takes you through the Frozen land. You can see Olaf and Sven and Elsa and Anna, even the Frozen snowman. It's a water ride. You don't get wet though, which is good. It's kind of a nice, slow-moving little boat ride. And the animatronics are really cool. The faces, they do this cool facial thing. I don't know how, like projection, I don't know, but it's really cool. So, awesome ride. Deserves to be on this top 5 list. Coming in at number 5.
Number 4.
Counting down our top 5 must-do attractions at Epcot, number 4 on our list is Test Track. Test Track was actually created in 1999 here at Epcot. And the original incarnation of this ride was a crash test dummy. You actually played the role of a crash test dummy, and it was basically created by GM. So General Motors was the sponsor. They put this together, and you played the role of a crash test dummy. And it's kind of loud. You can see cars going by here. Here goes. Zoom. I just heard it go by. So it's such an exciting ride. And then in 2012, they actually refurbished this ride, and Chevrolet took on the mantle, and they changed it from where you sort of act as a crash test dummy. You're actually designing and developing your own simulation car. And then you're supposed to be riding in that simulated car, and then testing it on different performance metrics like handling and acceleration and speed and all these things. And it's kind of a competition, and they put it up on the board.
Yeah, the rankings at the end.
Yeah.
Whose car won?
Whose car won each thing, so it's about like trying to design the coolest car. So it's a fantastic ride. You go through all these little like trials, then you kind of shoot out of the bay at the end there, and it zips you around 64.9 miles an hour. It tops out at almost 65 miles an hour, which actually makes it the fastest attraction in all of Disney. So it is something to behold. It is a lot of fun. When you get off the ride, you can actually see the car that you made. It's tagged to your little pass. If you do that in the beginning, you actually get to develop your own car. And then you can go and create new cars after the ride. So you can test and try different things to see how, see if you can design a better car for the next time through. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of cool things here. Definitely deserving of our top 5 attractions list. Coming in at number 4.
Number 3.
We are on number 3 of our top must-do attractions here at Epcot. And it is none other than the giant golf ball itself, Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth is an amazing dark ride. It's an Omnimover style ride, and it has been in this park since 1982. 1982. A lot of people refer to it as the giant golf ball because it looks like a gigantic golf ball. I still kind of refer to it as that. My kids refer to it as that giant golf ball, but it's Spaceship Earth. There's actually a ride inside that giant geodesic sphere. How cool is that? I don't want to be the one who goes up on top and fixes the lights, though, I have to tell you. The ride takes you through an entire journey through world history, and I just love it. It's educational. It's also nice to get out of the heat. It's a slow-moving, relaxing ride. It's actually undergone major refurbs 4 times in its history. It's had a lot of different narrators over the years, from Walter Cronkite to Jeremy Irons and Judi Dench. Jeremy Irons actually is a personal favorite of mine. I love the way he narrated it. He's been my favorite. It's actually supposed to undergo a refurbishment in 2020, but it got put on hold because of COVID. So it's actually delayed indefinitely. So now's the chance to get on this thing before it changes again. But it's just an awesome, awesome ride. I love how it takes you through, starting you in sort of the cave, time frame. I don't know what's that called, the Neanderthal time period, and then moves you all the way up through history into the future and what the future is going to look like. I just think it's really cool. I like how they added the screens and the little pictures of your faces and stuff. So the interactive nature of it. So it is an awesome ride. It's right here at the entrance. It usually doesn't have a long wait time, but I will say early in the day, it tends to get pretty long pretty quickly because it's the first ride people see when they come into the park. They head straight there. But if you wait a little bit later, usually not too long of a wait. Awesome ride comes in number 3 on our must-do attractions list.
Number 2.
We are counting down our top 5 attractions, must-do attractions here at Epcot, and we are finally at number 2 here. And number 2 on the list is going to be Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Now, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is a brand new ride experience here in Epcot, just opened in 2021. It's actually only been open for a few days, and it's based on the Ratatouille ride that was released back in 2007. One of the great things about this ride opening here at Epcot is that Epcot really needed another big ride. It was getting kind of light in the attraction space. They are opening a Guardians of the Galaxy ride soon, but they really needed another ride. So this edition, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, is very welcome for most people visiting Epcot. Now, it is a trackless dark ride. It is really cool, very similar to your Rise of the Resistance, and even your Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Chef Skinner is back. He's back in action, and he's trying to get rid of you. You're sort of shrunk down to a mouse size, and he's basically trying to get rid of you. So it's a really cool ride, a welcome addition to Epcot, and it comes in at the number 2 spot.
Honorable mention.
So we finally made it to number 1, but before we give you our top attraction at Epcot, let's talk about one honorable mention. And that honorable mention is right here in this building behind me, the Land, and it's got to be Living with the Land. Living with the Land has been in operation since 1982 here at Epcot in the Land Pavilion. It is a dark boat ride that has actually undergone about 3 changes over the years due to different sponsorships. The reason that this ride specifically made the honorable mention list is because it is an educational ride. It is all about teaching you how to live in harmony with the land, using the land to enrich our lives, and living in harmony with the land. I just love the fact that it's so educational, which really is the true spirit of what Epcot was meant to be when it was first created. It's all about education. Living with the Land is such a cool ride. You get to sit in a boat, relax, just enjoy the air conditioning, learn about how to live in harmony with the land, some of the new technologies, the new ways that they're dealing with pests, and it teaches you some of the issues with how we farm and traditional methods versus some of the newer methods that they're developing here at Living with the Land. It is a fantastic ride and definitely deserving to be on our top attractions list. Just missed the top 5, but it's definitely an honorable mention.
Number 1.
All right, here we go. The number 1 attraction. This is what you've been waiting for. It's the number 1 attraction here at Epcot in Walt Disney World, Florida. And it is right behind us in the Land Pavilion. So this is the second ride in the Land Pavilion that made this list, and that has got to be Soarin'.
Yes.
Soarin' is an amazing ride.
I can smell it just thinking about it. The smells in favorite smells in all of Disney.
It is such a great ride. It has been here for quite a while now. So in 2001, it was actually originally created in the California park in Walt Disney, well, in Disneyland over in California. And then in 2005, they actually added a copy version of it from the California park over into Walt Disney World at Epcot. So 2005, and it was released as Soarin over California. And Soarin over California took you through all the different amazing sights in California, and one of my favorite memories of that version of the ride was the orange groves, the smells. They pumped the orange smell into the theater, and it just smelled so great. So if you don't know, Soarin is a high flying attraction. It is basically you are on a hang glider and you are soaring nice and peacefully over top of a bunch of different locations. It's starting with California. In 2016, Soarin underwent a refurb, and they actually re-released it as Soarin Around the World. So no longer do they take you to California, and I'm gonna be honest, I miss the orange smell.
We miss California.
They could have kept the clip in there where you're going over the orange groves, but unfortunately they took it out. So you don't get the orange smell anymore, but you do get smells throughout the ride as it takes you over. One of the smells, for example, is dirt.
You wouldn't think that would smell good, but it's my favorite scent in the whole ride.
Yeah, so you have that. You have the dirt smell instead of orange, but there's a bunch of different scents throughout the ride, which I really love. I think it's really cool. So some of the places that you visit are the Taj Mahal, the Eiffel Tower. You've got the Great Wall of China, the pyramids of Egypt. I mean, it just keeps going and going. So I will say, the update was welcome because now you get to see so many amazing places across the world, and you get to soar over them, and it's just fantastic. And then at the end, it ends with Epcot. The original ended at Magic Kingdom, again, fitting with the fact that it is here in Epcot. It is an amazing ride. It is fantastic. It's definitely a must-do, the #1 must-do attraction here at Epcot. So there you have it, the top 5 must-do attractions at Epcot. It has been such an amazing ride. So many great attractions at this park. They're adding new attractions all the time. It is such a cool place to come, and I love all of the rides on this list. Definitely deserving of being the top 5.
So we hope you enjoyed our top 5 countdown. Maybe you have your own top 5, but these are ours.
So definitely comment below. Let us know what your must-do attractions are at Epcot. They could be different, but this is our list for now. It'll probably change as new rides get released, and things change and refurbs happen. But right now, this is the top 5 must-dos at Epcot. Highly recommend coming. Thanks for joining us on this episode. We'll be doing more of these countdowns if you liked them. So please subscribe, hit the notifications so you get our videos every day. Thanks for joining in. The Noble Way
is the easy way.
Bye-bye, everyone.